She's the flight attendant whose twerking cost her dream job.
I didn't think that, being so happy can turn into something like this.
Nell Diallo was having a great time.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be on the job twerking that ass, throwing it back in private uniform that they gave you on their private property in the brand identity that you're supposed to be upholding for them, then I can see why you got...
Wait, what? Like the video and subscribe. Let's get back into it.
Why you got fired? I mean, I'm pretty sure the corporate management over there at Alaska Airlines, which is allegedly where she was working at, didn't appreciate you doing this on their, $10 million plane? $50 million? $100 million? How much do planes even cost? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they have some type of brand identity, probably some type of image they want to uphold, and they don't really want to see their flight attendants out here shaking that ass, that wagon, that double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass on a fucking plane. The sun is still out, and having it being attached to their brand. I'm sorry. There's a time and place for everywhere, and this is not the time to twerk.
Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle on an empty plane before an early morning flight.
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself hyped up for my day.
Did I really just hear that? Wait, hold up. There are morning twerking rituals apparently she does to get herself pumped up and excited and to wake herself up before the job even starts. Is she serious?
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself hyped up for my day, basically.
Yeah, man, I'm just gonna have to come out and say that twerking has set back women generations, bro, because this type of twerking casually on the job, out in public, in restaurants, at fucking baby showers, in hospitals, for TikTok, bro, this is getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous, and I think we need to have some type of reform, maybe some type of intervention for this national twerking epidemic that's been going on for damn near a decade now, because it's just, now people are losing their jobs over this. It's not necessary.
She posted the video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
I mean, shit, bro, I would have fired you too. What do you mean? You up here twerking on my plane that I'm managing and saying with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" Like she really thought she ate with that, and imagine getting fired for twerking, bro. You couldn't even throw it back properly. What is this?
Nell Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle.
That shit was weak as fuck, man. Respectfully, girl, Nell Diablo, whatever her name is, that shit was trash, bro. Please pack it up. Go back to the drawing board, man. Work on the fundamentals. Maybe go back to the basics of twerking 101 and understand the physics of the vibrations of each cheek when you're trying to throw it back. I mean, this is just atrocious.
What's wrong with a little twerk before work? But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
What did they say to you?
They just said that I broke their social media policy.
Social media policy. I wonder what that social media policy actually said. Oh, and by the way, apparently she has a GoFundMe now, bro. She went from having a nearly, I don't know how much flight attendants get paid. What is it? According to Google, the average annual salary for a flight attendant is $69,000 or $35 per hour, which is really good. So now being up here on GoFundMe, trying to raise $12,000 in donations and only having 182 so far. That's one hell of a downfall. But here I am on the, I believe, Alaskan Airlines Code of Conducts and Ethics, and here you can see social media they have. So I'm gonna click on that, and on social media they say, almost everyone uses social media in one way or another, and we respect your right to maintain an online presence on social media. You should make it clear though that your online profiles are personal and that you do not represent our companies in social media. And even when using your personal profiles, you should not use social media to harass or bully coworkers, guests, or anyone else related to our companies. So just right there off of that simple social media policy, clearly they had a problem with her representing their company in a bad way. I completely understand that you do not want your flight attendants, especially if you're supposed to be some type of prestigious airline for the middle class to higher middle class people. You don't want your brand associated with, stereotypical low class debaucherous behavior. I'm sorry. I'm a man. I don't care if a girl want to throw it back, but I'm just saying, like in certain areas, there's a time and place for everything, and twerking is known to be, let's just say, on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to types of behaviors in professional settings. Anyway, though,
I broke their social media policy.
Nell had only been on the job for 6 months.
Only on the job for 6 months and you already got fired over some dumb shit. Crazy.
She says she was twerking to celebrate the end of her probationary period.
Well, now she'll be twerking to celebrate the end of her career. And she was on probation too? Like, what? Imagine getting on probation for drinking and driving. You're on probation for 6 months. You get off probation and then you go back to doing another DUI type activity. What?
Why did you decide to post the video?
And I was really proud of myself that I came so far. I just didn't think that my video and my post and the way I was dancing would be deemed as inappropriate.
I mean, again, let's go back to the social media policy. What did they say here? Social media. You should make it clear that your online profiles are personal and that you do not represent our companies in social media. Bruh, you were in their plane, legs cocked up on one of the chairs, throwing it back, or at least trying to, smiling, looking all giddy and shit, twerking in their plane, in their uniform, right next to the cockpit. It looks like you're representing their company in a way that they don't want to be represented. I'm just saying, I'm playing like devil's advocate here. Maybe she didn't see the part where it said no twerking because it doesn't say no twerking in the social media policy. Maybe she needed that specifically announced to her so that it would be clear, no shaking ass while on company hours. I don't know if that needs to be stated in like professional corporate policies from now on, but yeah, this is awkward.
So how did you feel in that meeting when they told you you lost your job?
I put on such a proud face every time I stepped on that plane, and for them to terminate me without giving me a chance, it just was unfair.
They just didn't want to deal with the bullshit. Like, you know, this is probably the first time she was doing something like this. You know what? Actually, let me be smarter than that. This is probably not the first time. So based on what I'm seeing, I just went to her TikTok. She is private though, but based on what I'm seeing in her profile picture, you know, she's already looking kind of like, no, actually very risque. I mean, good God. She definitely looks like the type to do some bullshit like this and then get fired and then, you know, cry about it, acting like she didn't foresee this coming. Like, I just really don't understand how, I don't know how much time it takes to become a flight attendant too, but imagine putting your over $60,000 paying job on risk because you wanted to twerk on the plane for clout on TikTok. Like, looking back at it now, I'm pretty sure she's saying to herself that it was not worth the risk.
A representative from Alaska Airlines tells us they don't comment on personnel matters.
It seems to me that common sense isn't as common anymore. You know, here's the top comment on this video. Carly said, her not understanding what she did was wrong is what is wrong with our society. Jose said, why do people still think it's okay to record themselves while at work in a company uniform? This is so wild to me. Listen Quietly said, it's even more embarrassing that she went on TV to say she didn't even know what she did was wrong. Child of the King said, saying it's quote unquote unfair shows her immaturity. Time to grow up, sweetheart. Cheryl said, sweetie, you violated company policy. You should have celebrated at home, off the clock, and out of uniform. All that training and everything you went through to get the job only to lose it because you wanted to be cute for social media is crazy. You know, even somebody in the Twitter group chat that I'm in by the name of Bad Ninja Talk Uncensored on Twitter, they said, fired her because of dancing. That company sad ASF. And I said, congrats, kiddo. Welcome to the real world. If you're working for a company, wearing their uniform on their property during work hours, you can be liable for termination if you do something that they don't approve of. Like, this is very simple. It's common sense. It's like basic medium IQ understanding of corporate policy and professionalism. Like, I don't know why we live in a world where, and this seems to be a problem in Gen Z and below, but apparently this woman is like a millennial. So I can't really blame any particular generation for this one, but somebody else responded back trying to cape for that guy that I responded to saying, that ain't the point, when it literally is. She probably wouldn't have been fired if she wasn't twerking on company hours on camera representing their company that way. But they go on to say, the point is that these companies make it so easy for losers on the internet to get somebody fired. Seems to me this video was posted a month ago and she was fired a month ago before this video even went viral, so that point is mute. He then says, how is her twerking on a plane that isn't moving gonna affect the outcome of travel flights from that airline? Again, branding, identity, and most importantly, company policy. It doesn't matter if it's gonna affect the travel of the fucking flight. He also said, so because she shakes some ass, the structural integrity of the planes are terrible or something. Like, what the correlation? Like, nigga, what does this have to do with anything? Again, policy, bruh. What the Then he said, that's the point. Cool. Companies can hire and fire you for any reason. That is not true in the United States of America. Companies are liable to false termination. They can be sued for that. So that is not true. Clearly, he's never had a job. He says, we been knew that. Stop being facetious so you can garner the approval of the same demographics of people you don't fuck with. I mean, this is a whole lot of assumption. What demographic is he talking about? Airlines? Pilots? Flight attendants? What demographic is he talking about? And how am I trying to get approval from anybody? Really, like, I don't give a fuck about getting any validation or approval from anybody. I'm just using my basic logic. But you see people like this by the name of Hajime no Kage or whatever, they always base their arguments on emotionalism. No logic, no objectivity. It's all feelings and emotions and how I feel and fucking victimhood and all that bullshit. Like, bruh, the point is, don't twerk on company hours in their uniform on their property. Like, if I own that airline, you're getting fired too. I do not care. Anyway, though, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about this. Be sure to join up in the community Discord down below. Hit the like button and sub, turn on noties. And yeah, if you have a job like this, if you're in corporate, bro, if you're a white collar worker, please don't twerk on the job. Like, that's, yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure. But anyway, with that simple set of advice, hope you guys have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, everybody.
That was idiotic for sure. Like the video and subscribe. Flood in the comments with that question I asked y'all earlier though.